ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बिहेवियर। अक्सर लोग जो हैं जब बिहेव कर रहे होते हैं तो वो जब हम उनको जल्दी जज कर लेते हैं और हम कहते हैं कि जनाब ये तो बड़ा बंदा ठीक नहीं है, या फिर हम उसको, और कई बार मैनेजर का पेशेंस कम होता है और वो उनकी नेगेटिव ट्रेड्स के ऊपर ज़्यादा फोकस कर लेते हैं, ऑन दैट व्हाई दैट पर्सन इज बिहेविंग इन दैट। क्या वो फैक्टर्स हैं उसकी पर्सनैलिटी में या उसके अंदर जिसकी वजह से वो इस तरह बिहेव कर रहा है, या क्या वो फैक्टर हैं जो कि उसके ग्रुप में जिसकी वजह से वो इस तरह बिहेव कर रहा है। तो उन फैक्टर्स को अंडरस्टैंड करना और उनको मालूम करने से अगर एक कॉजेज पता चल जाए तो उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज को हम चेंज कर सकते हैं। तो ये बुनियादी फंडामेंटल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ह्यूमन बिहेवियर के हवाले से कि दैट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड देन वी and then can we improve the behavior of a individuals and groups who are working in the organization। तो ये इस कोर्स का फोकस भी है और चैप्टर के अंदर भी यही बात की गई है। अब मैं आपसे स्लाइड शेयर कर लेता हूँ और जहाँ भी आपको कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना हो आप हैंड रेज कर दीजिएगा, मैं एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा आपको। ओके, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बिहेवियर। आपने से कोई पढ़ेगा ओबी की डेफिनेशन? एनीवन हु वुड लाइक टू रीड द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बिहेवियर?
यस सर।
जी पढ़िए।
Organization behavior is the field of study devoted to understanding, explaining, and ultimately improving the attitudes and behaviors of individuals and groups in organizations.
So that means that it's a field of study, means it's a kind of field of study like a psychology, like a sociology, like economics. It's independent field of study which is basically devoted to, first of all, first step, understand, and then explain, and then ultimately improve the attitude of individuals and groups in the organization. There are two terms which have been used in this definition. One is attitude and another is behavior. How can we differentiate between attitude and behavior? What is the difference between attitude and behavior? Anyone who would like to elaborate what is the difference between attitude and behavior?
सर बिहेवियर हर आपका एक्शन और रिएक्शन जो होता है उसको बिहेवियर कहा जाता है। तो एटीट्यूड में हम देखेंगे कि हम चीज़ों को समझ के किस तरह से रिएक्शन करते हैं, मतलब कि एक स्पेसिफिक चीज़ के लिए हमारा रिएक्शन क्या होगा।
एटीट्यूड एंड
सर एटीट्यूड वो जो हम सोचते हैं और
ठीक है,
बिहेवियर
सर
हमारे एक्शंस
एटीट्यूड
होते हैं।
किसी भी चीज के बारे में सोचना, उसके बारे में रिएक्ट करना।
देखिए ये एटीट्यूड इज your evaluation about something, whether you evaluate, how do you evaluate that thing, whether you evaluate it good or bad, or how, what is your evaluation. Behavior is an observable act which you can see. If someone is coming late in the class, so that's an observable act. But why that person is coming in late in the class? Maybe that person does not like to be in the class. For example, maybe that person does not like to attend the online classes. If that person does not like to attend the online classes, then its overall evaluation about the class is not so good. And due to that evaluation, that attitude basically sometimes influences the behavior of the individual. Attitude has a three component. One is cognitive component, another is emotional component, and third is basically behavioral or action component. The component which we normally see and which we term as a behavior is an observable act which we can see. But behind that behavior, there are certain kind of the evaluation of oneself. And that evaluation is based on the values of this person and beliefs of the person. And that values and the beliefs are based on the core assumption, that what's the core assumption of the life of that person. Sometimes these kind of a core assumption and the beliefs are in the subconscious of a person. Maybe the person does not realize that why that person dislike the particular thing, because that value and that belief is not so much evident to him or her. So that is why organization behavior is focusing on individuals' behavior in the and groups in the organization. That is the focus which is different from organization development and theory. Organizational theory is focusing on the overall organization, and organization development is focusing more on the change side of the organization. Another two field which has sometimes जिसको थोड़ा mix कर दिया जाता है, जैसे human resource management. Human resource management takes the theories and the principles studied in the organizational behavior, the nuts and bolts and application of those principles in organization. So that is basically, for example, you can take the theory of the organizational behavior, for example, theory of learning, how, and you can design the training program on the basis of the theories of the learning. And you can understand the motivational theories in the organizational behavior, and you can design a reward management system in the human resource management. The human resource management is using the theories of the organizational behavior to develop of the programs. Then another field which somehow mixed with the organizational behavior is a strategic management. And strategic management focuses on the how the companies are formulating their mission, their vision, and so there is a question. Moin said, can we say attitude depends on the liking and disliking? Moin, it's basically evaluation. Normally attitude is an evaluation of something. Yes, it basically develops certain kind of a liking about something. For example, if you are basically an honest person and you look that some person is stealing something, so you probably change your behavior toward that person. And that is basically your evaluation that stealing is not good. Okay, I'm talking about strategy. Strategy is about the vision, mission statement. How do you set organization strategies and how do you formulate those strategies? How do you implement those strategies? So these are the different kind of the field. The theories and the concept in OB are drawn from the different kind of the disciplines. That's why it's called to be interdisciplinary and the multidisciplinary field. The dominant contribution is coming from the industrial and organization psychology. And then we have a contribution from the social psychology, sociology, and economics. The integrative model, normally people are applying some components of the organization behavior like stress, but in this book, we are focusing on the integrative model of the organization behavior. That means that whatever we are going to study, that it has to be interlinked with some other concepts as well. The main focus of this study, the main focus of this particular course is two important behaviors, which are the two individual outcomes. One is job performance and the other is organizational commitment. Okay, Ji. So job performance, by job performance, I mean that all kind of the behavior which relate with the performance of the individual. Those behavior which are either contributing positively or negatively towards performance of the individual in the organization, that how that person is performing that particular job. Then is about the organizational commitment, which is about the chapter number 3. That is a voluntary stay of a person in the organization. That whether that person would like to stay in the organization voluntarily, whether that person would like to be in that organization, that is organization commitment. Then this integrative model is also looking for certain kind of individual mechanisms which are directly affecting the job performance and the organization commitment. Individual mechanism and individual processes like job satisfaction, stress, motivation, trust, justice and ethics, learning and decision making. Then it's also some individual characteristics which are also affecting the individual mechanisms. And individual mechanisms in that regard, individual characteristics are personality, which is chapter number 9, and ability, which is chapter number 10. And that ability consists of verbal abilities, physical abilities, and emotional skills, all kind of abilities we are going to discuss. Then certain group mechanisms which are affecting the individual mechanisms, and these group mechanisms we are going to discuss in chapter number 11 and 12. Teams, And chapter number 13 and 14, we are going to discuss the group mechanism, which is the leadership. And the finally, our integrated model, that these teams and these leadership are basically grouped into the larger organization, and this structure of the organization and this culture of the organization is affecting the group mechanism and the individual mechanism and the individual characteristics. तो whatever the जो भी हम चैप्टर पढ़ेंगे, वो चैप्टर जो होगा वो इंटरलिंक करेगा हमारे दो इम्पोर्टेंट आउटकम के साथ, जॉब परफॉर्मेंस और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कमिटमेंट के साथ. तो ये आप देखेंगे कि जो भी चैप्टर आप ओपन करेंगे तो उसका एक मॉडल होगा, और वो मॉडल जो है वो उसके साथ जो है वो लिंक करता होगा कि किस तरीके के साथ ये जो चैप्टर आप पढ़ रहे हैं ये जॉब परफॉर्मेंस और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कमिटमेंट के साथ कैसे लिंक करता है. तो इस तरह आपको ये नहीं लगेगा कि आप किसी आइसोलेशन के अंदर एक कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ रहे हैं, बट इट मेक्स सेंस टू यू. और दूसरी जो भी थ्योरी इसमें इस्तेमाल की जाएंगी वो ऑल आर एविडेंस बेस्ड. बेसिकली मेडिकल साइंस से ये टर्मिनोलॉजी आई है, और उसका बुनियादी मकसद है कि रिसर्च बेस्ड होगी, रिसर्च बैक आर्टिकल्स होंगे जो कि उस थ्योरी को सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. दिस इज द इंटीग्रेटिव मॉडल ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल बिहेवियर. Organizational mechanism, group mechanism, and they are affecting the individual mechanism, and they are ultimately individual outcomes. Then whether does organizational behavior matter to the company? क्या companies के लिए वाकई important है कि वो organizational behavior के मामलात को तवज्जो दें और इस मामले में इसको अहमियत दें, जैसे कि बाकी सारे मामलात हैं, जिस तरह मार्केटिंग है, फाइनेंस है, ऑपरेशंस है. इसी तरह ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल बिहेवियर मैटर, वेदर इट मैटर और नॉट, इसका आंसर हम थ्योरी से देते हैं. एंड दैट द थ्योरी व्हिच आर बेसिकली हेल्प अस टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन कि वेदर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल बिहेवियर मैटर फॉर द कंपनीज और नॉट, ये प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी में किस तरीके के साथ उनको हेल्प करती है. इस थ्योरी का नाम है रिसोर्स बेस्ड व्यू. अच्छा, रिसोर्स बेस्ड व्यू में आप ये देखेंगे व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज. Okay, what are the different kind of the resources in the organization? Organization has a different kind of the resources, which include financial resources, physical resources, knowledge, decision making, culture, ability, wisdom, then reputation, culture, image, goodwill. These are all considered as the resources in the organization. So resource-based view suggests that the value of the resource depends on the several factors. Whether that resource is valuable for the company or not upon certain factors. Okay. What makes the resource valuable? First of all, the resource needs to be rare. Rare resources and rare people. People have which are rare. Rare resources like, for example, diamond, oil, petrol, and so these are expensive. And these are rare, and if the people possess certain kind of competencies and the skill which are quite rare, then these people also become a valuable resource for the company. Another criteria for judging that whether the resource is valuable, it's inimitable. Inimitable means that whether that resource is, it's inimitable means difficult to copy. What makes a resource so difficult to copy? It has three elements. One is history, another is numerous small decisions, and third is socially complex resource. By history, we mean that the company is a collective pool of experience, wisdom, and knowledge that benefits the organization. Okay, because the person who is working in the organization, that person has a history of the working in the organization, that person has a history of dealing with a different kind of a consumer, different kind of a customer. So that history makes that person a valuable resource in the company, because this history is difficult to copy. You may find another person for that position, but it's difficult to find that history or historical memory of that person to deal with those kind of the issues which that person is dealing in the company. Second is numerous small decisions, that the people make many small decisions in a day in and a week in and a week out. And but one might say that why we need to worry about the small decision. Okay, for example, during the whole day, the manager is making a many small decision to work through its activities, and you basically decide about many things for doing the work of that particular department. Well, for example, the large decision is to open a retail store. That can be copied easily by the other person if the person has the financial resources. But what about the having an experience of a customer experience, a unique kind of a customer experience in those kind of retail stores? And that, in order to have that kind of a unique customer experience, the manager and the employees are making many small decisions throughout the day. And these small decisions have not been, therefore it's very difficult to copy those decisions. Then socially complex resource, humans are socially complex in that regard. Why they are socially complex? First of all, socially mean that humans are actually interacting with the other people